boys? Can y'all hear me? All right. I got nothing set up. That's okay. What's happened, everybody? Been trying my best to dial in the audio. I feel like I need a hard reset of my Streamlabs. Because when I did my react video to Asmongold, like, the audio from my computer was like minus 19 decibels, and my own audio was like minus 9. It's just super weird. Green screen. Here's my secret. This light right here. Super bright. Put this guy in a drawer. Close it. That lights up the green screen a little bit. And then we'll have to go filters. Bada bing. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone feeling? Oh, my camera is just super dark right now. That's no good. Usually do this all before stream, but it's the off season, you know? Oh, my whole screen is black. Great. Worst streamer ever. Yeah, dude, this is a big budget production. You guys can already tell. We totally have everything absolutely dialed in. Not flying by the seat of our pants here at all. Now my camera's gone. Hey guys, what's up? Can you see me? I swear, I think I just have the worst webcam. That might be it. Mayhaps we just have the worst webcam. I swear, every green screen tutorial on YouTube makes it look like the easiest thing ever. They're like, yeah, you just, you do these filters here, this, that, and the other thing. I'm just, okay, sure, let's try it. Doesn't work, great. What do I do? That's pretty good. All right. Good enough, right? What's up, Allie? Oh, dude, you're not late at all. No one is late to this stream. Because quite literally, there's nothing that important we have to talk about. Nothing at all that has happened in the streetwear world, right? Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. How's everyone's week been going? You didn't miss anything. But is the sound decent? Can you hear the music in the background? Because I know many times it's been a little louder than I'd like it. What's up, our Q? Drip G? We still have little remnants. I hate that shit, dude. It makes me so mad. We'll just trim it out. You're on Sneakers app? What else is what's been dropping today? What's dropping this week? I feel like the sneaker game has been just down bad. Sneaker game's been down so bad. I mean, is anybody excited about these wet cements? Like at all? I think I can get the chat up here. Let's do chat box on screen. If I can find it. Here we go. We'll do that behind the webcam. Should have done this a long time ago. Boom. And that looks shocked. Oh, sneakers on Stussy. Was Stussy dropped today? Or is it upcoming? Okay, tomorrow at 7. I've never really done too many sneakers drops. Would you guys want me to stream those? Because I mean, I've been a sneakerhead longer than I've been into Supreme. For real. Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I just checked. I just checked. Well, we got some good stuff to talk about today. Obviously, the stream title. We're gonna wait to talk about VF Corp, my thoughts on it, what we know from what happened. It's not a done deal. Drake's leaked photo tee. No, dude, that's not real. They would never. I found a Drake and Josh photo tee. That's pretty funny. Drake photo tee leaked. Damn, that looks kind of crazy. I could actually fuck with that a little bit. Or maybe you're saying Champagne Poppy himself, right? He a freak. Maybe he leaked the photo tee. Maybe that's what you're saying. We also got Pharrell Williams, Louis Vuitton, X Timberland collection that we're going to discuss. That's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. Did Drake really leak a photo tee? Diddy photo tee. There, now you're talking. We'll get a Diddy photo tee, maybe an Epstein photo tee. Could be kind of crazy. It could go kind of hard. Good time to pick up sneakers if you've been wanting any. That's a good point, man. That's a good point. Yeah. I think if my main goal right now wasn't to get better at saving money, I would definitely be picking up some stuff. Certainly from the past. I have a number of sneakers that I'd love to one day get. Maybe I can talk about my top grails just for fun. I think that would be interesting. Nothing else to talk about. SupThomas's top 10 sneaker grails. If we run out of stuff to talk about, we can go into that. That could be interesting. I know most of you guys already have, but remember to like the video, subscribe. I think you guys are all pretty regulars to the channel, but we are going for 3K subs by fall winter 24. Kind of a lofty goal. We'll see. Depends on how my creativity goes with off-season content. I think we're doing all right. I wish I had waited 2 hours to post my video yesterday because I could have just had a video about this topic. I think that would do pretty well. But likely what I'll do is just re-upload parts of this stream for talking about this news because it is pretty big. It is pretty impactful, I think. And I actually don't think it's a bad thing. Huh. The music has been off, huh? Yeah, my Streamlabs is just cooked, man. Absolutely fried. That's too loud. How's that? What up, Finis6? How we doing, baby? There we go. Well, I guess we got 10 people in here. Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming Pharrell Williams and Louis Vuitton. Just start off, right? Talking about something. Get into some actual content here. Let's go. Get the chat back up here. Turn to the chat. I think what I also need to do is minimize the amount of bullshit that I have just sitting on my Streamlabs. I think I have way too much shit. Way too much shit. All right, there it is. Yeah, I don't even know what these cost, so let's check it all out. So here we go. Talking about Virgil Abloh's work with Louis Vuitton as some of the best in fashion house history. And then obviously we know Pharrell has taken up shop as the creative director of Louis Vuitton, which is pretty cool. I think Pharrell has been such an impactful force on bringing streetwear into the limelight, giving it some credibility among the fashion world. You know, his brand, his work with BBC, with Bape, with Human Made, his wardrobe? No, his repertoire? His whatever you want to call it, his history, I suppose, is pretty goated. So here we go. He does have some stuff that has been coming out. I think he had the Pharrell Louis Vuitton bags. Didn't he sell the $1 million bag? Something. The Speedy P9. I saw people talking about this thing. These are pretty crazy. I mean, they look just like Louis Vuitton bags, which is good. It's not super overly streetwear, which I think when you're the creative director of an insanely large fashion house such as Louis Vuitton, you really do have to tread the line of making things too intense, a little bit alienating for the LV customer. Morning, Soma. How you doing? Everyone's drinking a nice cup of coffee. We got some cold brew in the Targaryen mug right here. You guys been watching House of the Dragon? I've been peeping it. So we got a sneak peek, apparently, which I missed, ahead of Paris Fashion Week on his Instagram, his skateboarding Instagram. I totally knew about that. Or the Timberland 6-inch boot right there. I think that's the teaser. And it says here it's part of the Made in Italy collection. So we got a Timberland boot made in Italy. The beloved silhouette of the original Butters with the LV twist. True to Timberland's iconic style. And you can see the monogram print on the outsole, which is pretty dope. I think the small details like that, it's kind of a no-brainer to make that decision, but it's great. It's a good one. Yeah, the most minor details, hexagonal, metallic eyelets. Okay. The outsole with the LV style. Bada bing. Yeah, the curb stomp gonna go crazy in the LV Tims. Well, we did post a video. We posted a short. It was really just a repost of Tyshawn actually skating in these, which we can pull that up too after you look at this. And here we go. The entire collection has now been unveiled, including more 6-inch boots and other silhouettes. The collab between LV and Timberland, curated under Pharrell, represents a significant moment in the world of high-end fashion and streetwear. It's a perfect example of how luxury brands increasingly engage with iconic streetwear staples to create new hybrid styles that appeal to a diverse audience. Well, how diverse will this audience How diverse will this audience be when these guys will run you $2,400 to $2,800? That's pretty insane. Here we go with the low res model right there. Ooh, that's a great question from Mark Heller. Do I think the LV Timberland shoes will have some resale value? I think if they roll it out correctly, they will. How much? I'm not too sure. I did see a post or a notification from Soul Retriever saying that you can buy these today. And I'm going to look up how to do that. But I don't know, man. It's tough because it's almost like, okay, fixed. You can call this number. All right, if you want to buy these LV Tims, I got this from Soul Retrievers. Here's the phone number. It's 1-866-884-8866. Apparently that's a number for Louis Vuitton. Call up Mr. Vuitton. And there you go. But let's go check them. Let's check out more of these silhouettes, and then we can talk about, maybe we can do a little tier list. That could be fun. Let's do a tier list, and then maybe discuss which ones we like the most. I mean, that's the point of the tier list. But then we can go to StockX. I think the best thing to do to check for resale is like look at similar models, like other Louis Vuitton collaborations, and see how they've done. Like, how are the off-white Air Force Ones, or didn't Louis Vuitton make Air Force Ones? Yeah, not off-white. Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones. Look how those are doing in the market. If those are doing super well, then there's probably going to be some. Do we have a full picture of that? No, we just have this one. We have this guy right here. Number 3. This guy right here. The all black is kind of crazy. I purchased the black pair. No shit, bro. Okay, so this already dropped. It was a pre-order. 7/18. Yeah, this is out today. You guys know more than I do. Like I've said, you guys are richer than me. You guys are buying the LV Tims, all that shit, and I love it. When do they actually ship? These Ranger boots are kind of insane. Definitely not my style. This one's kind of crazy. That's the best bigger boot that I've seen so far. But yeah, it's interesting because, you know, you wear a Timberland boot traditionally. Okay, gotcha. There you go, Soma. Thank you. Went on sale 6 a.m. PST. Ooh, early morning. Only available via nomination from your LV client advisor. Okay. So these will definitely have resale because I think people won't know how to buy them at first. And then people that have the money but couldn't get them from LV, they couldn't call Louis Vuitton or do the pre-order or whatever, will be unable to get them. So I think for a little bit there'll be some resale, and then definitely going into this fall winter, I think they'd probably see a spike in price. But let's quickly check. I know I said we do it later. Let's look at the values of the Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones and just see how that stacks up. Move the chat down low. How are these guys selling? What's the all-white pair doing? Last sale, $7,800. Jesus. $2,750. Man. You could have made a bag on these. That's actually nuts if you think about it. Lowest ask. These are the best ones. I mean, they're the most gaudy, but they look like the most Louis Vuitton ever. I guess this is how they did the Air Force Ones. Just for the nomination, you needed an advisor. Funny, an email alert for this drop came 90 minutes after the drop. Yeah, so if you need an advisor, that basically means, I'm assuming that you need a connection, like an account with Louis Vuitton and like a concierge, perhaps, a concierge. Last sale, $11,500 for these. The Virgil Ablohs. I mean, it makes sense being one of Virgil's last releases, because didn't these come out post his death? Let's go check in with the Supreme Timberlands. The diamond plates. I still made a lot on these. Like, I sold them for like 460. I had one of the first sales on here. I think this was my sale right here, 467. But if I had held on to these for some, I mean, who could have predicted that these would have gone this much, right? When they came out, it was like 250. I made a nice little couple hundred on them, but then not. Yeah, the last sale, 450 went down. Then they just started going up and up, kind of down again, and then $1,000. Boom. And now these guys, you can still get one for 480. Just crazy. No pairs available. Did you call? I regret not getting all three, just spending so much. Are you talking about all three Louis Vuittons or the Timberlands, the Supreme Timberlands? Yeah, let's do a little tier list. To do a full size screen. Tiamaica. I think I have an account with Twitter. Make a template. Make your own. Create a voting tier list. Nope, single use. Here we go. And then chat will move you back up here, perhaps. And here's our little tier list for Louis Vuitton X Timberland. Just want to make it as big as possible so we can just have the essentials in here. I don't really need those emojis going crazy. The pink boots. Gotcha. That makes sense. So here we are. Supreme. Not Supreme. I'm so used to just saying Supreme and then whatever word after. But we're not talking about Supreme. Not talking about Supreme at all. We're talking about Louis Vuitton X Timberland. And I need to stop fucking with the chat. There it is. It's fine right there. What do we think the worst one is? Is it this one? Here's the fully monogram. I think the full monogram Tim, it just looks pretty classic. It's got the all over print. It might be S tier. Do we think it's S tier, guys? I think it could be. This fella right here. It's what you imagine a Louis Vuitton Timberland would look like, right? Just the LV print on top of a wheat pair of 6-inch boots. I do wish they had the little monogram touch up top, because this one does, but this one doesn't have the monogram. So maybe they thought that'd be too much. I am assuming also that these materials are super nice, so we'll put that one in S tier. Then I guess we'll go to this crazy guy. Where's the Soul Retriever article? I've somehow lost it. Here it is. We'll just go in the order of we'll go in a random order. This guy right here. It's got the belt buckle. Kind of interesting. I don't know. It's pretty tall too. I do think that is kind of cool, but the gold, to me, it seems more of a women's shoe boot. I could be wrong with that. I kind of want to put this fella in like a C tier. I'm not really a big fan of it. I could be maybe swayed for a B. Yeah, I don't really like the tall one either. If you say you hate it, it could be in D. But I don't know. We'll put it in C for now. I didn't get the wheat pair. If I got a mark on it, it would flip. Why I got the black. Hate that tall one. Oh, gotcha. So you just wanted these to keep, Soma? You just wanted these to wear? Oh, let's go for this rain boot right here. Ranger boot in black. It's the mid boot. Okay, so this is the Ranger boot. Gotcha. It's the top, then under. Def wear. That's cool, bro. This one right here. I hope you didn't get this one, Soma. Because this one, in my opinion, is D. There's nothing about this boot. Sorry. I have too many tabs open, as always. There's nothing about this boot that really screams Louis Vuitton to me. It just kind of seems pretty generic. Good. Okay, nice. It's got this weird rain boot toe cap on it. I'm sure the materials are nice, but the loop right there, it's not doing it for me. I think you guys agree. Easy D tier for the mid boots in black. Mid boot beige. It's also going to be D tier, but I'm putting left side is the best. So furthest to the right is worse, is what I'm saying here. Funny thing is, sometimes the ugly reject one on a pre-order one might not have many made and go for insane money. That is definitely true. And I'm definitely not the forefront guy on boot knowledge and what is cool. But in my opinion, with the pink accents, I could see it for the ladies, perhaps. I could definitely see that. But for me, if we're using my opinion, this guy is better than the black one, just because it has some more defining features of some kind of a Louis Vuitton boot, but not enough. Like, why didn't they do any monograms on it? Maybe that says Vuitton right there on the toe, but it just seems very generic. Here we go. The 6-inch boots in black. Now, Soma, you gotta let us know which one you got. Did you get this one or did you get this one? I'm not gonna say it matters because I'm gonna give an unbiased rating. But here is the 6-inch boot in black with the LV leather along the ankle. Right on the lid of the boot. All over better, both are nice, says One Up. It's kind of tough, man, because I see both ways. I see both for sure. You purchased the full monogram. Very nice, dude. Very nice. Sorry, I just got a notification. Yeah, my take is this one is very good. It's black, so I think black, in my opinion, is just a little bit little bit less than the tan, even though black is super hard, super wearable. It is just a little bit less Louis Vuitton. So I am going to put this guy in B tier. But if there is a tier in between A and B, this guy would be here for sure. For sure. All right. Next up, we have the Soma Special, the all over 6-inch boot, monogrammed to the gills. What did this guy run you, Soma? Like 28, 28.5? Jeez Louise, man. That's like a credit card balance. Holy shit. That is dope though, bro. That's awesome. This guy is easy A tier for sure. I think I put the wrong one, but yeah, there we go. Easy A tier for this guy, for the all over Louis Vuitton print. I think also what I do like about this one, it is pretty sleeper. Like obviously if you look up close, it's Louis Vuitton. I do also really like the metal rivets right here being silver. I think that looks really clean. 3K with taxes, sold my Scott Phantoms, have to sell some other stuff. That right there, folks, is how you do it. Get rid of your Travis Scott shoes. Nobody needs those. Nobody wants those. Dude, I see so many Travises, like at the gym. I'll see a non... You know when you can tell that someone's wearing reps? Is when nothing else about their outfit screams that they like fashion or shoes except for their shoes. And then the fact that they're working out in a pair of Travises. I could be wrong, and I know assumptions make an ass out of you and me, and it's not going to judge people. Anytime I see Travises in public, unless the dude is wearing full Cactus Jack, unless they're wearing designer stuff or Supreme or something, I just always assume they look fake, or they're fake, right? So good job selling your Travis Phantoms and some other stuff. That's how you do it. Here's the wild card. We don't have a product image of this, at least right now. Maybe we will later. You probably could find them, but this is the wild card of this tier list. And I'm going to save it for last because I'm still kind of unsure. I need you guys to vote. And then I suppose we have this fella right here. So this is the just monogrammed leather strap, gold aglets right there. Traditional Timberland laces. Are these all just regular Tim laces? Okay, I do like this. Regardless of what pair you get, you do have some pretty nice material and design work on the inside of the tongue. And these do look goddamn buttery. Nice emboss right there. These do just look like regular Timberland laces, I will say. Stitching looks really good. Materials look great. Asmongold would be losing his mind right now. Looking at these prices though. He would not understand what was going on here. I'm going to put these... I think I'm going to put him ahead. Yeah. Sorry, Soma. I really just like the look. And when it comes to Timberlands, I think my biggest thing is I am just a sucker for the traditional wheat colorway. I know that this isn't fully monogrammed, but I do like that they did the handbag material, the classic LV monogram in leather on the ankle. I do wish there was more going on here. but compare it to the all over monogram blacks, I just like it a tad bit more. What's up, CTR2? Yeah, that's it, bro. You know, in terms of wearability though, I agree with One Up. I think if I had any of these, I would be most willing to wear the blacks because they look pretty easy to clean and I would be scared of a stain, but I am just kind of a sucker for the traditional look of this Louis Vuitton boot. But man, seeing them in person, I could definitely go either way on these. And the fact that they're both A tier, the difference between this and this is not much at all. You could even call them tied, but tiebreaker mentality, gun to my head, I'm putting the monogram ankle wheat ahead. Here's the list so far. So we've got the crazy weird Ranger boots, or not the Ranger boots. These are they're called the mid boots for some reason. This is the Ranger boot, C tier. I kind of want to move it up to B tier. I'm kind of having one of these moments where I'm like, nah, that's C tier. Looking at it again, the way the leather looks and the gold, I put it in the right spot. It's kind of growing on me though. It's kind of growing on me. But does it warrant a place in B tier? There's not enough tiers. If we had one more tier, which I think we can do, we got F tier. Let me rename this. F tier. And then D tier. I think we can make it work. Yeah. There we go. So now it's a little bit harder to look at the full list, but this gives us a little more space to put this in a C tier. And the reason why I did that is that it is not as bad as these guys. That's kind of where I'm at. It's not B though, it's good where it is relative to others. Yeah, I agree. I think though adding a D tier, even though that's a really small tier list, I think it makes a little bit of a difference, perhaps. If you wear the boot with the monogram on the ankle, you can't see it if you wear pants. That is a really good point, dude. That is a really great point, and I think you've swayed my opinion on at least this. So there we go. I am easily convinced. Not easily convinced. I can be convinced by some assessments in the chat. That is true. If you're wearing pants, that will cover up the ankle. And what's the point at that point? Because obviously we're doing this to flex. There's no other reason, right? No other reason at all. Okay. The final boot. The monogram boot. All over. You gotta roll up one leg. Yeah. There's one thing that's kind of taken me out of this one, guys. I'm gonna be honest. And I know it's on the inside, but what is this raised emblem right here? That just doesn't seem comfortable. It doesn't seem too practical. It just seems kind of weird. It just seems a little bit weird to have that emblem right there. But I do like the boot and the fact that it is an all over monogram in leather. This is made of leather. I think this guy goes kind of crazy. There is some part of me though, a small part of me that's like, this looks like a bootleg from 2014 or 2012 that you would see like sold in wherever all those bootlegs are sold in New York. I'm not from New York, so I don't know the spot, but I know that there's plenty of places where they sell shit like this. They've been selling stuff like this for years. But it is legit. Now it is real. So I guess I can't really use that against it. But I do really dig these, and I'm gonna put them in S tier, which might be kind of, am I gassing it up too much? Because in my opinion, it's got a little bit of spice to it. I don't think it's as good as the classic wheat monogram, but the all over print, I think, deserves a spot. It's such a unique colorway. The emblem is a little bit weird, but it's on the inside of your tongue. So who really cares? But that is the tier list of all of these Louis Vuitton boots. And so these guys came out today for pre-order, right? On Pharrell's, does it say he's on his Instagram? Let's go to his Instagram. There's the final tier list. We'll share it on Twitter. I think that's how I do it. Download. Yep. We'll tweet this out. My image. All right. We'll do Pharrell Williams, Louis Vuitton, tier list. And if you guys follow me, give it a retweet. Let's blow it up. We'll tag all the brands because that definitely does something. Obviously have to suck it up to the corporate overlords. Maybe a little boot emoji. It makes it. I don't want it to be, yeah. We'll leave the boot emoji. Leave him at home. Add the apostrophe back. Tweet it out. Bada bing. Why does it look so terrible? I don't know. Oh well. Well, there's that. All right, should we talk about Supreme? Should we talk about Supreme at all? Like, I feel like there's some news about Supreme. All right. Obviously, the stream title, I'm sure you guys know everything about it already, but transitioning to the Supreme part of the video. VF Corporation has sold Supreme, apparently. It's in the works. We got an article on CNN right here. The lying fake news CNN making claims about Supreme, my favorite brand. My Trump is not that great, but I want to work on it. I definitely want to work on it. So we'll do the Hypebeast article first, and then transition over to the CNN, the fake news media. Yeah, vote Orange, man. Here we go. Let's talk. Let's discuss. Let's dive in. So obviously there's been a lot of speculation about this, right? We made a video on it 2-3 months ago. Maybe not that long ago. I'm pretty bad at discerning how much time has elapsed. I had to put the subscriber goal up there. 2,700 by the end of the stream would be crazy, but probably not. Probably not. Anyway, after months of speculation, VF Corp is officially selling Supreme. And they're being acquired by the global optical industry leader, EssilorLuxottica, the company that everybody knows about. I mean, everybody just can't stop talking about EssilorLuxottica. I mean, geez, we know so much about them. But they own Ray-Bans, they own Oakley, Lens Crafters, plenty of other companies in the optic world. So they released a statement confirming that they've entered into a definitive agreement. So I must say, It's not 100% confirmed. I'd call this 95% confirmed. Something could happen. Likely, it will not though. I think VF Corp is in dire needs of cash, and actually their stock did go up a little bit yesterday. I've been buying some VF Corp. Wow, it's actually up quite a bit today. Yeah. Damn. Have you guys bought any VF Corp recently? I bought some. I have 13 shares at 13.37, which is awesome. 13.37 is like the gamer word. And now their stock is way up, back to $16. They haven't had a $16 stock since like early 24. So they had a pretty big dip when they were laying off all their people and selling stuff. So it looks pretty good that they're dumping Supreme, even though they're dumping it at a loss. Like, they bought Supreme in November 2020 for $2.1 billion. Maybe the worst time to buy Supreme would have been during the artificial hype of the COVID bubble, where I know a lot of people got into the brand, which is awesome. But the fact of the matter was, Nike Dunks were selling for $500 for general releases. I mean, anybody that's been in markets that understands trends had to know that that was a bubble. And because that's not where we're at today, especially with the economy, especially with inflation, yada, yada, yada. 1337, baby. Yeah, billion in cash. 1.5 billion in cash is kind of crazy. But, you know, they're an Italian company, so maybe they've got a couple people regulating out there. I don't know what's going on over there in Italy. But they own some of the most iconic eyewear brands like Ray-Ban and Oakley. In the past, they've partnered with brands like Ralph Lauren, Burberry, Prada, Miu Miu, Chanel. I was watching Fauntleroy's Finest stream last night. He was talking about Ferrari, some really cool brands that they've collabed with. And I think that is pretty dope. Like, it would be really neat to see some new collabs, but reportedly, James Jebbia is going to be much more involved with the brand's growth and development, which I think is pretty cool. Here's his statement from the man himself, the godfather of streetwear. In Excelsior Luxottica, we have a unique partner that understands that we are at our best when we stay true to the brand and continue to operate and grow as we have for the past 30 years. This move lets us focus on the brand, our products, and our customers while setting us up for long-term success. Break that down. That's kind of a generic statement, but he's really talking a lot about staying true to Supreme, growing. So I take that to mean more stores. And I think what's great about this, guys, is we're still going to have collabs with the North Face. VF Corp brands aren't going away forever. What's up, XY? Not yet, bro. Since the Mesmer, I've gone down and defeated a couple other sub bosses, but I really want to beat it this weekend. So I'll probably be streaming this weekend. You want to hop in and help me out? That'd be dope. I'd be happy to chat in Discord too. But we're talking about VF Corp and what they're doing, how they're selling Supreme finally. But I think, because my take on this, guys, is that VF Corp, their brands are not like Supreme. Like the North Face and Dickies and JanSport or whatever, Eastpak, those brands don't focus on exclusivity or selling out. And I think one of the biggest things that VF Corp did wrong was they tried to scale Supreme like a traditional retail brand. They tried to make supply meet demand when that makes sense in every other aspect of capitalism and any other kind of brand. But when your corporate or your brand identity relies on the exclusivity, it just didn't work out, you know? And of course, like having more customers, giving more customers access to product is important, but also maintaining a balance of cultivating that like elusive brand image is really important. And I think we'll see some really cool stuff here soon. Nice, bro. I appreciate that. Doing every dungeon before the big bosses. Yeah, I just now discovered the last map, so I hadn't even fully explored, which is funny. Anyway, what else did they say? So Excelor, jeez, this is gonna be such a hard brand to say. VF Corp was easy to say. Essilor Luxottica, EL. We see an incredible opportunity in bringing an iconic brand like Supreme into our company. It perfectly aligns with our innovation and development journey, offering us a direct connection to new audiences, languages, and creativity. With its unique brand identity, fully direct commercial approach. What does that mean? Does that mean that we just buy stuff on Supreme's website? And customer experience, a model we will work to preserve. God, I hope they do. I hope the fucking suits don't come in here and start telling Jebbia, who's ever the new creative director, I really hope EL, I'm now going to call them EL, Elux, is not going to be saying, hey, this is what you got to start doing. Supreme will have its own space within our house, with our house brand portfolio, and complement our licensed portfolio as well. Key freaking statement. That means we'll see more collaborations, new collaborations. That's fun. That's exciting. They will be well positioned to leverage our group's expertise, capabilities, and operating platform. I really hope behind the scenes, like the stuff that we don't see in terms of product, I hope this creates a better experience with especially the website. The thing that you and me have most dealt with, the most hands-on time with, is the god-awful Shopify experience. And man, what I would give to have a meeting in a Supreme boardroom and just be like, hey man, as someone who's been buying your brand for X amount of years, these are the core things. What are we talking about here? God, I would love to be a fucking consultant for Supreme. I would, oh my God, I'd have a lot of things to say. Yeah, Supreme, one of those brands that can change so much of the types of collabs and how many they do. I really hope they don't screw things up or jack the prices up too much. Yeah, it's sounding like they want Supreme to have their own space, but they also want to give them some stuff to work with, some leverage, which is cool. And we're going to go on X, Twitter. I can't believe I just called it X. What is that one dude's name? Is it we? The dude I follow that is a pretty big Supreme guy. This dude right here. I'm too real for you. Let's see what he has said. He was talking shit on Tremaine Emery, who was talking some shit on Supreme. No, we still should see Dickies and North Face. I mean, Dickies is up in the air, but North Face, for sure. North Face has been around since, dude, I want to say North Face has been around before VF Corp bought them. Okay, they bought the North Face and brands in the 2000s. Wait. Yeah. Damn, VF bought North Face in 2000 for 1.55 million. That's kind of wild. So Supreme's had a relationship with VF Corp for a long time, and I don't imagine that VF Corp is selling Supreme for any reason other than they need money right now. And I don't think they would jeopardize their option, because think about this from a logical perspective. If you're the CEO of VF Corp, what do you want to do? You want to impact shareholders. You want to make stock on phone go up, right? they will want to continue to work with Supreme. I mean, Supreme's a money printer for them. So it makes no logical sense for them to do that. And Supreme doesn't care. Supreme's going to do their own thing. But here we go. This is a text message on July 8th. I'm not sure who this is to, who this is from, but I'm hearing that James is seriously considering buying the company back with blank. That's probably with the brand Exotica or whatever, EL. But I'm Too Real For You is saying that James is going to be more involved. It's pretty funny. And cool. It's not even funny. It's dope as fuck. Oh hell yeah, new Skizzy album. Let's go.
Behold, it's been a minute since the last time we spoke.
Listen to that later. Anyway. Sorry for the sound. That might have just been a little too much. Does CNN have anything? Okay. Supreme, same statement. The name Excelsior Vodka isn't known to shoppers. Okay, talking about Supreme. Shares of VF Corp soared nearly 7%. Somebody's not deaf. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. That's my fault. No. One up. No. So VF Corp still owns North Face, right? So Supreme will still collaborate with North Face twice a year. That will not change, but they'll be doing business with them like a normal collaborator. It's not an in-house collab now. So it's like VF Corp is right here. They still have Vans. They still have North Face. They still have Dickies and Timberland. Supreme and EL are over here. They're going to collab occasionally. They're going to meet in the middle. They're not just doing this. Does that make sense? Here we go. What's this statement right here? According to Neil Saunders, the sale makes sense. There were limited synergies between Supreme and its own brand. Interesting. That's not even true. They had great synergies. They just didn't know how to do it. And I think VF Corp fucked up by making too many products. I don't know what they did wrong. Not scaling it correctly, picking people like Tremaine Emery to work on it. I don't know. I don't know what they did, but it wasn't, they didn't capitalize it. Like Carlyle Group, they did the best. Carlyle Group just stood and let Supreme cook. They're like, all right, we're going to let Supreme cook. We're going to, give you guys $500 million, and then we're going to cash out and quadruple our money. Just insane. Not quite quadruple, because I guess they didn't sell all of Supreme. They only bought half of it. It's not clear what EL intends to do to revive Supreme's fortunes. The Italian company has strong distribution capabilities and is good at brand management. That's cool. So I hope that means, well, for one thing that I think that Supreme should do is fucking get a distribution center out of the West Coast. Start distributing products from fucking California. So people like me in Arizona don't have to wait until like weeks after, like a week after. The shipping this season, we never really talked about it. Was it bad for you guys too? Did you guys get fried and like cooked? Yeah, they're so slow. When I lived in Indiana, which Indiana, one of the biggest distribution states in the country with how many highways and intersections we have, I would get orders from Supreme by Tuesday, right? So Thursday, Friday. I'd sometimes get it on Monday. They canceled 2 of my items recently, first time all season. Yeah, the Shopify, they were overselling. Restocks on the soccer shorts. Let's go look on Supreme.com. Let's mix this up. Any news? Oh, their web store's closed. Here we go. Fall Winter 24. Sign up for your email, guys. Ah, I thought typing in Fall Winter 2024 would give me the leaked site. So Supreme's finally closed. No more Supreme. What else do we know about this? That's pretty much all we know. Okay, let's look at Celsior Laudica brands. Okay. Let's look at what these guys got. What do these guys have going on? Also, I want to look at their stock prices, which you can't. I even looked for an ADR to purchase them because, yeah, they're up 2% on the day. Here's their stock. They trade on, God knows what this is, OTCS. What is this? Wait, that's an American market. So you're telling me that we can buy this stock? Esloy. Robinhood link in description, guys. If you don't have a Robinhood, get yourself a Robinhood. Use my code. Okay, Shank, that's a great comment. I live in the next town over from one of their distribution centers in Jersey. I get my order the next day after they ship. Yeah, I used to get them so fast. Yeah, I can't find Esloy on Robinhood, so I don't think I can buy them. But anyway, this brand has been doing pretty well. If you look for 5 years, they had an all-time low. 2020, they were $52. They've just scaled. I mean, that's a great stock chart. That looks like the S&P 500. 2008, $22, $16, and just steady growth. I trust a brand like this just from their stock price more than I trust a brand like VF Corp based on their stock price. It's just a little bit too, like, for so long. 84, they've been around forever. 148, and they had solid growth. Like right here, they had some good growth, and then it just went down, and then it's been up, and it's just been, they've been down bad past 5 years. I mean, when they bought Supreme, it was like, ooh, let's go, and it's just been yikes, bro. Just not great. Which again, that is things like trends shifting, people buying different stuff, but I think a lot of it has to do with just management. Of course, in the past 6 months, they're up 8%. Past month, they're up 21. So the market's happy about Supreme getting sold. I think it's a good thing, guys. I think it's a very good thing. Where the hell are these guys' brands? Eyewear. Here we go. So these are brands that Elux makes for, this is eyewear brands that they make for people. We're going to take away the subscriber goal. Sorry, guys, doing some reordering. Any other questions, though, about this big news? I think it's overall a good thing. And then looking at what brands these guys have in their portfolio, it's pretty cool. It's honestly pretty dope. Such a big chart right here that we're looking at. Okay, that's good enough. Here are brands that EL makes glasses for. Yes, we can talk about Palace and Nike. Yes, that is news as well. Okay, Armani Exchange. I'm just gonna name ones I know. Brooks Brothers. I'd love to see another Supreme Brooks Brothers. Oh, you live in Arizona too, Soma? Yeah. Where do you live? Are you in Phoenix, bro? Where are you at in AZ? You never told me that. I'm gonna hide the chat for now just because this website is, I don't want to fuck up the layout. Or we'll just change the, near Scottsdale. No shit, bro. That's cool. I'm in Glendale. We'll switch the chat up to this guy right here. Yeah, it takes forever. It takes too long. So hopefully a brand that makes glasses for all these brands, Chanel, Coach, I mean Chanel X Supreme, guys. Ferrari X Supreme. Come on. Jimmy Choo, Giorgio Armani, Michael Kors even, Moncler, Oakley. I mean, there's just some free money right here. Scuderia Ferrari, that's the F1 team. That would be sick, bro. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, bro? Seeing Charles Leclerc in a little box logo? The Supreme, like... the Supreme logo on the back of a, on the back of the fucking spoiler. Like, imagine if that was the box logo right there. I mean, they literally done that to make the Grand Prix picture real. Oh, it would destroy Ducati. It would destroy Ducati. You'd be surprised how many F1 fans would jump into it. Yeah, there we go, Andrew. Andrew knows everything about everything. Andrew, did you cop Louis Vuitton this morning? Did you cop Louis Vuitton Timberlands? Please tell me you did. Yeah, I wear Monopoly. So, if these guys... Think about it like this, folks. This company, EssilorLuxottica, makes eyewear for all of these brands. Or they at least distribute them. All of these brands are gigantic. All of these brands are, well, not all of them, but all of these brands are in their own lane, doing their own thing. And we don't think about this company. We don't even know them. Some of us do, but most of us have never heard of EssilorLuxottica. And I think that's exactly what you want from a parent company. The best parent companies are ones you don't even think about. You don't even notice it because the brand itself has its own identity. It's in its own space. I mean, this is just economics. This is simply economics. They have their own brand, Exotica. That's funny. Makes sense. But you add Supreme. Supreme fits in this list. It really does. Supreme's totally big enough to hang with all of these guys here. And I think having more collaborations with them, and the fact of the matter is, these brands aren't owned by the same company. Let me get that straight. These brands are not owned by this company. This company simply offers eyewear to these brands. So think of them as like the number one collaborator. Like when it's saying their brands, it's like they own maybe a portion of these brands, probably just the glasses that they make. But for a Burberry belt that gets sold, that's all Burberry and Burberry's other parent company, who's probably some giant fashion conglomerate. Or maybe they're owned by themselves. I don't know. Traded as, who are they owned by? Maybe they're owned by themselves. Not really relevant. But I think this is great. I'm sure Supreme Drops will do tons of mock-ups of some of these brands. I would love to do some mock-ups, get more into that, just for fun. Not trying to fake news anybody, not like I have a ton of social media engagement to begin with. But pretty cool. Moncler, obviously, it'd be crazy. And then I think, at the very least, the sunglasses will suck less. We'll probably start to see, maybe next year, next fall, winter 25, we'll probably start to see more sunglasses and glasses in general being released as opposed to just spring summer. I think that's a pretty obvious choice. And for more Supreme's own brand, like Supreme sunglasses that will be unbranded. Obviously getting some Supreme Ray-Bans would be super sick. Versace frames. I don't know. They could also run the risk of doing it being a little too corny. Like if they did too much collabs, that's the risk you do run. So hopefully they execute it correctly. They also have some smart eyeglasses. I don't think this really makes any sense for Supreme bringing technology into it. I have heard these Ray-Ban like AR frames are pretty crazy. I think that stuff is pretty cool. What about eye care? Nikon. Okay. That's interesting. Nikon camera? Yeah. Some Supreme. I mean, I wear contacts, so maybe some Supreme contacts would be pretty cool. Direct to consumer. So these are all just brands that you buy. Okay. Lens crafters. So this shows me that they just know how to operate business and scale brands, scale their company. So I think this is great for Supreme, having someone who actually knows what they're doing. I think that's fantastic. Let's look now at their CEO and see what he's up to. Francesco Miller. This dude looks hardcore. Yeah, this guy does not fuck around. An Italian businessman. Interesting. Masters in Business Administration from Bocconi University. He's got the Donatello Scholarship from Bank of Italy. Founded Abstract. He was entrusted with leading the digitization phase of Luxottica's business processes. So this dude's been cooking for a while now. Yeah, it looks like they have a dude that knows what's going on. He was appointed chairman in 22. All right. We got a guy who's calling shots. The revenue last year, 2022. Wow, look how many employees. 149,000. That includes all of their brands, though. They saw a data breach. Sunglasses Hut. Target Optical. They're running the Target. Hey, Supreme and Target? Question mark. Yep. Let's talk about that. We mentioned that garbage day, but we might have some more people in here. I'm Too Real for You and some other folks were talking about Jebbia's involvement in the brand per some people, insiders, etc. But yeah, I mean, I think having Jebbia more involved and focused on the brand being more true to its roots, I suppose. Yeah. Here we go. And I agree with this wholeheartedly. The situation with the sale of Supreme says more about VF Corp than it does about Supreme. VF Corp can't seem to make any brand work good for them, and Supreme was sold quickly for cash. Yeah, it's just look at the revenue. These guys in 2022 made 24 billion euros. What was VF Corp revenue? The revenue is down, and this is 2024. I mean, this is in US dollars, but euros and USD is pretty damn freaking close these days. 10.45 billion. So we're getting bought. Supreme's getting bought by a richer company, a more successful company. It's only founded 5 years ago, but look at what they're doing. They have 60 billion euros in assets, probably more. This is all 2022 data. Plenty of assets. They've got retail brands, eyewear brands. They do manufacturing for all those companies we looked at a second ago, Ralph Lauren, Ferrari, and they have exclusive manufacturing. Here we go. They have exclusive manufacturing licenses for Armani, Brooks Brothers, Burberry, Ferrari through Ray Brand, Michael Kors, all those brands, Tiffany & Co. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And hopefully we'll see more Jebbia involvement, cooler things on the horizon. Yeah, that's like pretty much what we have today. Does anybody have anything else they want me to look at? I mean, I can scour Hype Beast and look at some new stuff. I mean, Nike has been getting absolutely smoked recently. Sneaker game is down pretty bad. I don't know if we have any news about Nike and Palace. Yeah, so the Adidas contract ended with Nike. Rumors from Overhoond, Dade ass kicks. So Nike and Palace are going to be in 2026. That's so far from now. I mean, that's the new F1 fucking regulations. New CDG foam posits? Wait, they have new CDG foam posits? Oh, wow. Yeah, these are cool. $325. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go for these. Exclusively at DSM. Yeah, these are really cool. I hope foams come back, man. I never have owned a pair of foam posits, but I really want the Galaxy foams when they come back. This is clean, man. This is how you do a foam posit. You mess up you do something different with the actual upper. I mean, retail is high, but I feel like they've done this before. Haven't they done this before with their first foam posit? Yeah. Back in 21. I think these look better. These were $520 too. Look at that. How much is... That's really awesome that they're selling for way cheaper. $520 in 2021. Now they're going to be... How many colorways? Is this 3 different colorways? That one's the best right there. That gray one. That's pretty cool. Fuck yeah. So CDG, foam posits. We got Palace and Nike coming eventually. Yeah, boys. Overall, I think this stuff about Supreme getting sold is a good thing. I'm hoping to see some cool stuff happen from it, right? But we'll have to just wait and see. Check the Discord. See if we got any streetwear news. Supreme leaks. We got FTP. Low-key brands? Anything? Denim tiers? No, we got nothing. Weekly calendar. What's releasing today? Anything happening today? Jound? Toyo Steel Co. Well, you got this if you want this from Jound. From J Jound. There you go. Not too much else. Friday, got Stussy and Nike on Sneakers app, 10 a.m. Eastern. The new Stray Rats collection is insane. Okay. Let's take a look at that. Friday, we got Denim Tears, Vandy, Siegelman's Stable, Vamy, Born and Raised, Canvas Dawn, Joy, Antisocial Social Club. What's their drop list? Make it a hoodie. Is it available now? Tell me how to look at the what's coming out and I'll pull it up. Summer 24 maybe? Here we go. Little drop list. I don't know anything about Stray Rats. Can you give me the rundown? What are they known for? It's a skate brand. It's what's the About Us on Stray Rats? It's all out right now. Okay. Definitely looks cool, man. Right, I think I looked at this. I remember this Sonic image. Definitely cool, man. I fuck with it. Rat Girl. Oh, geez, look at this guy. Ooh. It's a little NSFW. It's a brand from Florida, but got big because Tyler loves wearing them. Big part of the Y2K fashion revival. Hell yeah, dude. I like this one, the HAL Laboratories, but it's Rat Laboratories. That's a kind of a deep cut gaming. Not that deep cut. I mean, if you played Super Smash Brothers or any of those games made by HAL Laboratories, that's pretty dope. They design a lot of stuff with Marc Jacobs. That is not what I would expect you to say. Marc Jacobs collabs with them, huh? That's crazy. I guess we got a new Crocs, Salehi Bemberry, which is interesting. These look cool. Yeah, stay tuned for these, I guess. Keep an eye out for them on Dover Street Market. I think these will probably have some resale. Maybe. Hopefully. I have no idea. It's like we need some hype. We need something to get us excited about sneakers again. They helped kickstart the brand Happy 99. Gotcha. I also have no idea what that is. Like I've said many times, you guys know more than me. I'm just a dumbass with a microphone that knows a little bit about Supreme and Nike shoes. Everything else is more or less I'm figuring out for the first time, but you guys helped me a lot with that. Well, boys, I think that's a good place to call it. Thanks for coming out. We talked Louis Vuitton, X, Timberland. We talked Supreme getting sold, why I thought it was a good idea, more or less. I mean, can be cautiously optimistic. Don't expect too much to change. But I'm going to get back to work. You guys enjoy your weekend. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you next week with whatever I end up talking about and then another stream. Good luck on Stussy Nike tomorrow. No problem, guys. Catch you later.